That is one of my biggest pet peeves is when owners call us because their dog had a spay. I feel like that's a big complication we see is spay incisions or whatever. Their clinic they got it done at is like, yeah, they couldn't see us today. I'm like, come on, this is your patient. Care enough to see your patient.
Just curious, have any of you had a hard-headed client who wouldn't take no for an answer?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely, right?
I've had clients that it takes a lot of convincing, a lot of time.
Yeah.
And maybe they just don't believe you in the end, and that's on them. You can only try so hard. I think it would be helpful if more people were willing to do insurance on their pets.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, I have, my chemo patient right now, he has insurance, and, we do anything and everything for that dog because he's like, I have insurance. It's awesome to have because of this problem.
Right.
And, yeah, you can have a healthy dog all their lives, but it's better to have it than to not have it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Veterinary Roundtable, the podcast where we answer your veterinary-related questions while having some fun along the way. If you enjoyed today's episode or a previous episode, be sure to leave us a review on your podcast provider of choice. And if you have any feedback to offer to improve the Veterinary Roundtable, let us know.
Oh, Spotify. I don't remember what it was last time.
I know it wasn't 383, right?
Was it?
It wasn't.
Or what? No, that's what I'm saying. That seems like a big jump.
That's closer to 500 then.
Yeah, it is.
So were you here when we were talking about it being... Once we get to 500, sorry, my glasses are really weird. Once we get to 500, we got to do something crazy.
No, I was not here.
So we did it with Apple. So when we got to 100 reviews on Apple, have you seen our video of us standing on the side of the road asking people to honk?
Yes. So we held up signs and we said, honk, we're the Veterinary Roundtable.
Yeah.
And we were in our scrubs. And
we did it right off
last
32.
Year, last fall,
yeah.
Maybe? It was pretty out. I know that.
Yeah. We did it right off 32.
People honked. It was hilarious.
It was so
much
fun.
And
really
so
fun.
That's what we did for 100 views. So then we said, you know what? We're going to challenge ourselves. We're going to do Spotify, let's be honest, because it was growing faster than Apple.
Yeah, Apple's never going to get to 500.
Yeah. And so then we were like, all right, let's get to 500 on Spotify, and then we'll do another challenge.
Yeah. So we're either going to do something to give back to the community or to torture ourselves.
Yeah.
The torturing yourselves are Milk Mile. Harrison really wants us to sit in an ice bath. That's been shot down. Devin's big idea when she was here was skydiving, and we all shot that down.
Oh, heck no.
Right.
No.
Or another thing. We said something about doing something with the Humane Society. So there's a lot of lists.
Dunk tank.
When we get in the 400s, then we'll get serious.
Then we'll get
thinking
serious
about
something.
it.
Okay. So, do you want to do social channels?
Yeah. All right. Still check out our social media channels. We have Instagram and TikTok at the Veterinary Roundtable. We've been posting some funny stuff. So go check it out. We also have a YouTube channel where all of our video podcasts are published. So if you'd like to watch us, which the episode with the husbands just came out, if you haven't seen that one, and I watched it and I was dying.
Was it because you knew the backstory?
No, we're truly what we said. Because I don't remember anything that was said. Not. And it was a long time ago. And oh my God,
that's why. That's
we were
right.
funny.
It was a long time ago.
But it was funny to watch it, especially when the bugs started attacking us.
Oh, so all that's on there, when we were outside.
Yeah, and when we were moving. So
did
half
they move
of
it? Does it show us going to the basement?
It shows us picking up all the stuff, and then it just cuts to us set up in the basement.
Okay.
But it's really funny, and I thought some of the parts were really, really funny.
Okay,
so check
I'm
that one
have
out.
To check that out because I don't usually watch them.
I thought it was really funny.
Okay. Oh, you got to check that out.
There was something that you kept saying. Oh, okay. Anyway,
okay.
It's really funny. And then also check out our episode with Rebecca Newman. It has a lot of good information in there.
Fantastic stuff on well-being.
Yes.
She's the well-being head at Appalachian State.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm probably butchering her title.
I think
but
so. Yeah.
It's really informative.
Yes. Especially with it being Tech Week. Go check it out.
Good point.
Because, tech mental health is a big thing as well as veterinarians.
Yes, for sure. Absolutely.
Celebrate yourself and go get some mental tips.
Couldn't agree more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Dr. Emily King.
I'm Courtney Allen.
And
drum roll.
Oh my gosh. Without further ado, we have to introduce our new podcast. Now, Dr. Duckwalt, we have to back up one second. Dr. Duckwalt is...
She's out with her sick baby.
Yes, because that happens when you have children. And so it's not that she's not here. I mean, she's not here.
Yeah.
But she's still here.
Yes.
It's just that we added...
Yes.
Back to the drum roll.
Yeah.
RVT Allie Cook.
It's not her name.
It's not anymore. It's McQuery, but I still call her that.
She doesn't say Allen either, so it's okay.
I don't. I'm really bad. I did remember the one time to call you by your last name.
Yeah.
Your
Otherwise,
new
though,
last
I'm
name.
Vaughn.
Yes. Well, and it didn't help because for so long we referred to Allie as APC.
I still call her APC.
Right. So
Everyone does,
then when
yeah.
I say her full name, then it just comes out as
Mhm.
Cook.
Muscle memory. Well, you knew her longer as
No
Cook than
hate,
you did with
Spencer.
Terry.
I just know her as that. Okay.
But yes, so she'll be joining us for the foreseeable future.
Yes, we're
So
so
we're back to
excited.
4
Thank you,
people.
Allie, very much. We're so excited to have you.
Are you excited to be here?
I'm excited. I'm just a little overwhelmed. I don't know all the things. I'm a newcomer.
Your things are so funny because she's like in the group text, she's like, I'm just a newbie.
I don't know what you guys are talking
We
about.
talk
Should I
about
be
a lot of
excited?
Should I be excited or should I run away?
You'll catch on. It's okay.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Pits and peaks.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Okay.
I have a lot of peaks. I don't know if I have
like
a ton
that.
of pits, but I have a lot of peaks. I'm going to
Okay.
give you a few. So first one being Tech Week. It's always fun being celebrated for
Absolutely.
what we do.
You guys do an amazing job.
Yeah, so
to
happy
make
Tech
us
Week
veterinarians
to
successful.
all those techs out there. You're doing fantastic. But along with that, I've had the entire week off because
Which makes it really special.
Yeah. So it's my husband and I's 2-year wedding anniversary. It was yesterday. So we took the week off months ago because we were like, let's go to Tennessee. Let's go back to where we honeymooned and just have a week to ourselves. Well, plans fell through. Our cars aren't doing too well. They both needed work. And so going through the mountains is not ideal.
Right.
So we ended up doing a staycation. In the beginning of the week, the amount of things I got done around my house that like I usually don't have time for.
Of course.
Like
yeah.
we purged our entire closet, which we haven't done in probably like 2 years. We took 5 extremely full bags to Goodwill of clothes.
Amazing.
And the amount of trash and just like you couldn't see the floor of our closet. It was a mess. So we did that. I cleaned out every other closet in our house.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
That's a
our
good
Doesn't
house.
that feel so good?
Yeah.
I was
Yes.
about to say, it's such a good feeling.
Oh my
Oh.
God, it feels so nice. I feel so accomplished.
Yeah.
It's so nice. And we bought a new vacuum. That was our anniversary gift to ourselves.
That's important. A good
Yeah.
Okay.
vacuum.
What kind of vacuum did
A
you
shark. Like we
Oh.
have like one of like
Mhm.
the little Dyson ones, which I will say I don't think I'll get another Dyson, but we've always had like a bigger shark, and then it's a hand-me-down from my parents, so it's been used
Yeah.
quite often. And so we got a new shark, and it's very nice. Jacob vacuumed a little. He vacuumed the blinds because he was so excited to use it.
buy? I love it. That's
So our
amazing.
blinds are clean.
Fantastic. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So it's been really fun, and also just spending quality time with him has been really, really fun.
Nice.
My pit. Oh, I know what my pit is. So we went to the Italian house for our anniversary dinner last night.
Okay.
I've been there once,
Okay.
like 4 years ago. Jacob has never been. He was really, really excited because he was craving Italian food. We were not impressed.
Oh, no.
I don't think we'll go back.
Really? What happened?
The food, like the appetizers were really good. The wine was good, but our food, he got chicken parmesan and I got an Alfredo with meatballs or something. And the Alfredo had a really weird aftertaste. It was like sour, and his sauce was like really vinegary or something. I don't know. But I told the manager, she came around, she's like, how's your guys' food? And I was like, you know what? I don't really like it. And she gave us our meal for free.
No, she didn't.
No.
Did she really?
No.
Good for you. Would you
Hey,
be able
were
to?
honest.
Would you be able to say that at a restaurant?
I don't know. I'm usually really non-confrontational. I'm like, oh yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I always speak like she was just like, I was like, I'm not a huge fan of it. She's like, do you want me to remake it? I was like, no, because I was already full at that point. So like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I didn't want
Yeah.
them to have to make a whole new meal.
Yeah.
But we still took home the leftovers because we felt bad.
Good for them.
But
for-
they gave us, the manager was awesome. The customer service was great.
I mean, at least there was follow-up because sometimes, they'll come by and ask if everything's okay, but then they're like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, what do
Yeah.
you do when
Yeah.
someone says, no, this totally stinks,
Yeah.
I'm not happy? They must have a policy. Like,
Yeah.
you always,
Yeah.
you
So
know.
she comped my
cool.
meal. Jacob liked his, but it wasn't like we weren't like blown away
Yeah.
because everybody hypes it up. Because I mean, it is a good. Maybe we just got the wrong dishes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Would you, if you got something at a dinner table, say you're at a restaurant, you got something at a dinner table and say, I don't know, the steak, you ordered it medium rare and it comes out well done. Would you say something?
I wouldn't, but Spencer, 100%.
Spencer would?
Usually he's the talker. I'm like, gosh, this really kind of sucks. And he'll be like, excuse me.
That was for your ears only.
Yeah, that's the opposite. Jacob won't say anything. I will.
But you would say something.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
I
the
don't
one
know
that
if I
speaks
would
up.
either. I don't know if I would. Richie and I are both really.
The only time Jacob has spoke up was at that restaurant.
The restaurant. I know it. Well, I don't blame him for that.
Yeah, that was bad.
that pushed him over the edge.
Yeah.
So
Would you say something?
I don't know if I would. It would depend on if I felt like I could say something without it being like I don't know. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Right.
I know. I was like, it's fine, whatever. Maybe I'll take it home and season it and whatever. But I mean, I was just like, it just tastes a little funky.
The point is that if you say something, then potentially they have the feedback. The feedback allows them to be better.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're open to hearing the feedback, then
and she was
it only
great.
makes you better.
Oh, yeah.
you know?
She was awesome. She's like, can I get you a different sauce? Can we get you a whole different meal? Like, what can I do to make your experience better?
Yeah,
they were awesome.
But that alone.
So, like, that is a reason we would potentially go back. And maybe just have appetizers and whatever. But because the appetizers were phenomenal. We got fried ravioli. You really can't mess with fried ravioli.
Yeah, that's so good. I love fried ravioli.
Yeah. And the vibes are good there. So
yeah, it is a cool atmosphere for sure.
I don't know if I've ever been.
It's like tucked. You wouldn't know about it unless somebody told you about it. Like it's like tucked back behind. So you know the roundabout that you can't go through right now because of the construction downtown Westfield. Well, that's a lot of roundabouts.
So it's
by
it's by the Riverview, like the Riverview Hospital.
Oh,
it's like back there behind all those old houses. It's an old Westfield house.
Isn't it back by the library? The new library, and like where Greek's Pizza used to be. I don't know if
Greek's is still there.
It's still there, like back over there.
It's literally tucked away.
And it
like,
used to have this outdoor bar.
They have
outdoor
it still.
Seating.
They still have. They have the outdoor seating and the outdoor like bar top.
Yeah. So it's a cool atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
My pit is, well, let me start with my peak. It is the baby's first birthday today. So we had so much fun. They were hilarious. It was great to see them today on their birthday. And it's great because they don't know it's their birthday. They're just like, this is amazing. And Madeline and Harrison got them a ball pit. And
Bless you.
Bless you. And they love the ball pit.
Aww.
Calvin was in the ball pit with them, like,
oh my God,
throwing balls on them, and they were just giggling and laughing, and it was just so much fun. I can't wait to see pictures of them eating their cake today. That's going to be cute. Their party's not till November 1st, so then we'll all get together and celebrate them on November 1st. My pit is that at my age, I am going to get braces for the second time.
Are you kidding?
Really?
Because my lower teeth are I'm starting to bite my lip.
Yeah. Oh.
And he's like, you know what? You just got to do that. And I was like, really?
Just on the lower stuff?
No, I got to do he's like, you need to do, this is why you need to do, and he explained it all. And I was like, whatever, it's fine.
Are you going to get the clear ones? Are you going to choose fun colors?
Oh yeah, I'm
Orange.
doing clear.
Fun color.
I should. I'm totally doing clear.
Yeah. That's what I had when I had braces.
So.
In high school, I had clear.
So there's that.
I mean.
So you may have a lisp.
Yeah. No apples or
Do you know how long you're going to have them?
I think it's like a year.
That's not bad.
No.
It's not horrible.
Yeah.
It's just more annoying than anything.
Right.
And it hurts.
Right. So
do you remember the pain from getting them tightened?
I do kind of sort of because I was playing basketball and everything else. And I just remember my mouth hurting, but it wasn't like bad. Like, it usually goes away in like 24 hours.
Getting them tightened, you can't eat the next day. You're on like a liquid diet applesauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does hurt.
Yeah.
I didn't have mine for very long and it was.
I had mine for like 18 months, I think.
Yeah. So
and
anyway,
now I don't wear my retainer.
That happens tomorrow, and I'm gonna look totally younger.
You'll have to post about it on the story.
I am. I'm gonna be sitting in the
Instagram.
chair, and I'm gonna take a camera view of my guy,
yeah,
my orthodontist guy, because he's really funny, and I'm gonna be like, "So, how bad is it?" Him leaning over. Oh, jeez. Anyway, okay,
Fun.
Allie, what do you got?
I'll start with my pit just because it's not too bad. I'm just getting over a cold, so we kind of dealt with that at the beginning of the week, but I'm feeling on the up and up, so that's good. And then my peak is we're getting Bennett's second birthday pictures. I think I told you this already, but we're going to a farm with Highland cows.
Oh my God.
It's your dream come true. Your kid and Highland cows.
And he is obsessed with cows right now, so it's
going to be so
That's
cute.
so exciting.
Yes, he's going to be dressed like a little cowboy. I'm so excited. I'm really excited for the cows. But also,
is Saturday? That's when you're going?
Sunday
You're going. Oh
That's
my God.
crazy that he's
But
2.
I know. That is so crazy. And we just have a fun weekend planned. We're going to Dole's.
Oh, I love
Saturday
Dole's on
with
for
all
fall.
the kids. Yeah.
That's
So
so
it'll be
fun
fun.
because
That is
they also
fun.
do Christmas, right? I'm thinking of
Yeah.
the right place,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Dole's Tree Farm, but they do like fall stuff.
When we were there for Christmas last year, I noticed that they did fall stuff, and I was like, "Oh, we got to go back there for fall because it's really rather large."
It is
I mean,
large.
and even though it was really packed last Christmas, it didn't. The service was great. We got through stuff really fast. Like you go through all the barns and all the shops, and
Where's it at?
Zionsville-y, kind of, sort of, isn't it? Like out that direction.
It's in the boonies, so
Yeah.
I can't remember. But
It's out west.
Very large. They have a lot of stuff.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
You should go there for Christmas. It's really fun.
Okay. I'll remember that.
And you could take trolleys out to the trees.
Oh,
and you
cool.
can, do your own tree. And then they've got shops that have wreaths and they've got a fire pit. I mean, they have
have a day that they have newbies.
Yes.
Help you with their tree.
Yes. They have, yeah.
Oh, it's so cute. That's
Yeah,
really
it's
cute.
really neat. They do a great job, and they have so many volunteers or whatever people working that it's fine. It doesn't feel bad. So you can get these great mugs that have hot chocolate in them. Oh, it's so great.
That
I've never
sounds
been
fun.
in the winter, so that
Yeah, yeah. You definitely got to go in the winter.
Yeah.
It's great for pictures too. So
Good to know. Maybe we'll take a vert trip there.
Oh, we should. I still think we need to go to the dog park place in Westfield that's for people.
Did you see all that when they brought those flyers to the clinic?
Yeah.
And it's for people, like it's like a bar or it's like a I don't know, restaurant bar, and you and your animal.
But there's
your
a dog
dogs
park.
play there.
Yeah.
I'm like, I totally want to go set up shop there and be like, what's happening? So anyway, more to come on that.
Okay, trending vet med topics. We have the AAVSB opposes mid-level position, supports in-person VCPR requirement. I think I need to pull up the link real quick to refresh myself.
That's what I'm doing to make sure I don't misquote them. So the American Association of Veterinary State Boards, that's what that acronym stands for.
Yes.
So they're saying, no, we do not.
They don't like it.
We are going to oppose, I guess is the better way to say it, oppose the mid-level position, the practitioner position.
Yeah.
But they did make a note at the end of the article to say, you know what, Colorado has already passed this. As a state board organization, we are going to support them and the development of their testing.
Yeah.
But I was glad to see that they're like, no, the surveys show that nobody wants this.
I'm glad they're listening to the people.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
Because the way Colorado went about it and addressed it to people was not the right way to do it. Did you follow any of the
I know briefly about it.
We have a whole series on it.
So I think that they had said that the concerns about perceived veterinary shortages were overblown.
Yes.
And that with the new 12 schools currently scheduled for completion in the next several years, it's going to add between 300 and 500 veterinary graduates to the workforce.
Right. I know we've
3
talked
to
about
5
all the new
years.
vet clinics opening. So it's not like vet shortages is not really the problem. That's what was one of their big selling points, was that there's not enough veterinarians to go around.
Right.
So then clients aren't getting the care they need. That was like their big thing for what I don't even remember what it's called. I think I blocked it on my memory. What's that level? What's the
VPA?
VPA.
Yeah, they're calling it like a mid-level practitioner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then their position, the state board's position, was supported by the survey of the 2023 survey that found that most North American veterinarians and veterinary technicians supported better utilization of credentialed technicians as a means to help alleviate veterinary workforce shortages rather than creating an entire new position.
Yeah.
Amen. Yes.
It's like tech appointments.
Yeah.
And like vaccines, you don't need to see a vet necessarily every time if people aren't doing tech appointments.
Right. So that was really good. I was happy about that.
Yeah, I'm really glad they asked and did that survey. That was a good idea on their part. Good job.
Good job. Good job. Good job. And then they said, like I mentioned in the beginning, that this year's resolution will not impact the support that the organization has for the Colorado State Board of Veterinary Medicine in implementing the Proposition 129.
Yeah.
So they're still going to be there to support them, but they're not promoting the VPA position. And then what did you guys think of the veterinary client-patient relationship needing to be established not via telemedicine?
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that a few episodes ago, didn't we? It's just tell them, like, you can't really, how do you establish a relationship and like a baseline on a pet that you're not touching?
Yeah, I think it's really
hard. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to say an owner, can you do a range of motion exam on your cat real quick for me?
Yeah, that's so true.
Can you tell me exactly where the masses are and how big they are on your pet so I can put it in their records? Like how?
Right.
Like the dogs that are covered in lipomas, how do you do that?
I don't know. I don't know how. I still can't wrap my brain around.
Like that's like you need a baseline on the pet.
And everybody talks about telemedicine and veterinary medicine, but I just can't wrap my brain around
No.
how it works. my dog's shaking its head. Okay,
Right.
well, then how do you figure out?
Well, and how do you, because we always, like, our big thing is, so we have clients that request ear meds all the time. And it's been, 8 months since we saw the pet for an ear infection. It's been over a year, whatever. And our main, like, reason of, like, why we're not just going to fill the ear med is because we need to see the pet. We need to do cytology. We need to look under the microscope to see what kind of bacteria, because there's multiple different ear meds. There's not a universal ear med that treats every single kind of bacteria or infection.
Right. Or there could be something stuck in their ear canal.
Right.
We've had that happen.
There could be a ruptured eardrum and you don't know, and then you give them a med and then you worsen things.
Right. Or it looks like they're shaking their head and they're not really. They're doing something else.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or it's related to something else.
Yeah.
Like
So many
ear
different
hematomas
things.
and stuff.
Yeah.
What did you say, Allie?
So there's just so many caveats, however you say that word.
Yeah.
To like veterinary medicine is weird.
It's messy.
I think the only time it's good, like Duckwall does them very far and few between, but the one she does it for is like maybe a quality of life or of like a patient we know very well, or like a behavioral euthanasia conversation. Like that's good, where you just need to like a one-on-one with the client face to face if they want to talk about that.
Right.
Sometimes maybe a DEA exam, but we also don't have to do those as often anymore.
Well, and I don't think they're letting us use telemedicine for those anymore.
No.
So like that was the one place where I was like,
Just make sure the pet's alive and well.
Yep. And that we're not seeing diversion with the medication. Like the dog is present. It is still alive. I'm still treating the same problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes, you can have 30 more days of this medication.
Yeah.
Well, now they decide, okay, you can't do telemedicine for... It's like, that was the one thing that actually made sense. So somebody didn't have to come in here every 30 days.
Yep.
Right.
You know, so that... Because that's what they do. When they come in, you're just like, yeah, you got eyes on the dog. The dog is still alive. Okay, so you're not using the drugs more than likely.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, move on. But I don't know how you look at a cat. Like I don't know how any of that works. Cats aren't good. I just can't imagine
That's what I'm saying.
telemedicine with a cat. Anyway,
No.
so I certainly would be guessing quite a bit if I was trying to diagnose something via telemedicine.
Mm-hmm. Even in humans, though, I know telemedicine is very popular in human medicine, but like still, like yes, we can talk and we can tell them how we're feeling and we can tell them if we're raspy or whatever.
Can you imagine?
But
I'm just viewing somebody being like,
but I literally
look at this.
no, I know that. I think Devin said she did one months ago or somebody, and the doctor literally was like, "Can you open your mouth for me and say ah?" And like she put her mouth up to the camera. Like what? How can you really see in somebody's throat?
Like
through
I
a camera?
totally get it in maybe areas where people do not have access to care.
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
3 hours, you cannot get somewhere.
Right.
Do you want to make sure the person, should they actually go somewhere?
Yeah.
Like, let me triage you. Okay, no, you know what? Give it 24 more hours. Oh, no, you need to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, I could see it for, like, those kinds of purposes in
Mhm.
people, you know, because the person's talking to you and they're in front
Right.
of you. I don't know how it works in animals. I just don't see how it works.
There's just so many
What about
things
a
that can be. There's so many things that can be misconstrued.
A fish. Can you hold the camera up to the aquarium?
Can I watch your fish swim for a second?
Maybe it would be easier in a fish. I don't know. Who knows?
That's too
Okay.
much.
On to other things. So anyway, yay, AAVSB. Way to go.
Yeah.
We agree with your stances.
We do.
Okay.
Did
Allie,
you guys do for a tale from the trench when she was here last time?
did we do Tales from the Trenches last time? I think we did.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to do Tales from the Trenches?
It's a short one. I
As
would
the
take this
newbie,
one because usually they're
take it now while you can.
usually they're a page long. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. We want listeners to send in their most ridiculous, funny, unhinged stories that oh gosh. So you scratch that. That we read on the podcast and then can send their stories. What? Oh, to the Veterinary Roundtable.
At gmail.com.
You'll
baby.
get the hang of it. It's
There
okay.
you go. At gmail.com. All
It's
right.
okay.
I can't
Okay.
read clearly.
That's okay.
That's
Are you
okay.
sure you
That's
want me to read this?
proof that you didn't read it ahead of time.
I did not.
Okay. Here we
Yeah.
go.
Okay. Hey guys, I just want to send in a story which I personally witnessed as I was freshly working as a CVA in a small animal general practice. I was sent with another technician to take a history on a dog that had come in for a CC of limping. They seemed very concerned and were adamant it had to be some sort of tumor on the dog's foot, since they've Googled it. Turns out the dog just had a massive burr stuck in its paw. When we showed the owner and pulled it out, instead of the owner being relieved, she got annoyed and demanded x-rays since their neighbor's dog had cancer and it had just started like this. It took 3 staff to convince them that the burr wasn't a tumor since they wouldn't take the vet's answers. Just curious, have any of you had a hard-headed client who wouldn't take no for an answer? P.S. Love the pod. From Eliza.
Okay, thanks, Eliza. Oh,
yes.
yes.
100%.
Absolutely, right?
I've had clients that it takes a lot of convincing, a lot of time.
Yeah.
And maybe they just don't believe you in the end, and that's on them. You can only try so hard.
Well, and I think that they have some biases that get formed over time, right? So like if they had a pet die of a problem or like this person has a neighbor. And so like if they have the means, then they don't care. They want to spend the money for the peace of mind.
Yep.
So it's like, you know what? I don't keep them from doing it. I explain to them that this is probably not going to yield anything, but if it helps you sleep at night, you don't hurt your pet by doing it. So go ahead and do it if you want to do it.
Yep.
And so it might be in regards to labs or x-rays or ultrasound or whatever it might be. Or maybe even it's an exam. Although I have learned over time in my career that if someone's on the phone saying they think something's wrong, I just have them come in because they're in front of the dog, and more times than not, they're right.
Yeah.
You know, so rather than being like, no, it sounds like nothing.
Yeah.
And then the dog shows up dead the next day.
Yeah.
Like, no, just have them come in, you know, kind of a thing. But I've definitely had clients where I'm like, I don't think we need to take x-rays of the chest. If you see he's breathing normally, his color is good, you know, you give them all the reasons why you wouldn't take x-rays, and they're like, I don't know. And you can see where they're like, and you're like, but we can take x-rays.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If it's going to help you feel better about the situation. Have you guys experienced that as technicians as well?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like when clients are like that, I'm like, let's just do it. Because what if? What if we're wrong? Or what if, like, whatever. Let's just give them peace of mind and just do whatever. I try not to take it personally. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah. They're
just being a voice as well, as we have a voice to be for the animal. They know them the best, so they just do it.
Yeah, they're just being an advocate.
Yeah. Well, we had that. I don't remember how long ago it was. The case that we talked about, it was duck eyes patient, the golden retriever who had the mass on his head. That owner was convinced it was blasto, maybe. I don't remember what she was convinced, but I mean, the amount of tests we ran on that dog, and the amount of times we saw him, and the amount of skull rads we took on him, and she still didn't believe that it was cancer.
Yeah.
I think I remember that one.
Yeah.
It's hard, especially
that was a really hard case.
Those are hard when they want it to be something else. But
that was really difficult.
You know what I mean? Like, that's really hard.
She just wanted us to keep running. I mean, she probably spent $5,000 on just testing that duck wall didn't recommend. She's like, it's not necessary, but it was the owner needed that peace of mind.
Kind of like
and
crossed every T, dotted every I.
Yep. She needed to go through everything before. And she was just in denial. It's sad. It was a really sad case. It was horrible. So.
Well, and anything, like, you know, again, if you have the means, then you feel like, I think in the end, when that pet, you're faced with euthanasia and that's where you're at, then looking back, you can be like, listen, I know without a shadow of a doubt. Like, I know what I'm dealing with. I know that I did everything that I could.
Yeah.
And so I think that brings comfort to some people.
Yeah. Feeling like they did everything. Feeling like she did everything she could, I think brought her a little peace too.
Right. Yeah.
But it's just hard sometimes too.
So yes, Eliza, we definitely see that.
Yeah.
And you will continue to see that in your career. Okay, case collections. Courtney, what you got?
Have I talked about my in-laws, Bernice, yet?
The
like,
baby?
have I talked about, no. Bentley, their other one. Have I talked about him yet?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think I did either. Okay, so my in-laws had a Bernese Mountain Dog. He was 8.5, I think, almost turning 9. He was an unneutered male. He came into the clinic for like annual stuff, but other than that, they didn't really bring him in for too much. He's had an ear hematoma here and there before. But he is a dog that has to be fully sedated because he is aggressive in the clinic. He actually did bite me and send me to the ER once. But my husband and I went over to my in-laws one day and we felt Bentley. And I mean, he was like skin and bone. And I went to my mother-in-law and I was like, have you noticed how skinny he is? And she's like, yeah, he seemed like he lost some weight. But I mean, you're with the dog every day. You don't like see the drastic difference necessarily if it's like gradual.
Sure.
And I asked James, my father-in-law, I was like, has he been like eating okay? And he's like, you know what? His eating has actually slowed down kind of. He's not really interested in his dinner, where usually, I mean, he would take treats, he would take anything. And I noticed like the muscle mass on his face was really, really bad. Like he had none. His eyes were kind of sunken in. You could see his little bone on top of his head. Like he just didn't look well. And so he was having some diarrhea, no vomiting or anything like that. So I'd convinced them. I said, just drop him off to me Friday morning, and we'll just take a look at him. Well, James drops him off that morning, and Duckwell looks at him, and she's like, oh my God, he doesn't look like himself. So his weight, I think the time frame of him coming in was like a few months, like maybe 6 months from like the last weight to the most current weight. So he was 102 pounds. He was a big burner.
Yeah.
And then his weight when he came in was 82.
Wow.
So he had lost a drastic amount of weight in a short period of time. So we started with blood work, and this was a few months ago, so I'm not 100% sure. I think he had elevated BUN and creatinine, but like barely. It wasn't anything horrible. And I think everything else was pretty normal, if I remember correctly. And for the blood work, I was able to get his blood without sedating him, which was the number one
clue.
The first red flag. Because the last time we sedated him, he didn't recover well just because he's older. He has arthritis, whatever. So I was trying to avoid sedation. He let me get his blood. And then since the blood work wasn't super telling, we proceeded with abdominal x-rays. He let me do his x-rays without sedation. He did not fight me at one time. And I was like, okay, this is really
That's
not
another
good.
clue.
Yeah. And so we took x-rays, and his abdominal x-rays showed something really, really weird. I can't remember the exact term, but it almost looked like he had like megacolon, but then the amount of gas that was in his intestines, like it looked like a really bad foreign body, or like it looked really like nobody knew what was happening. It just looked so messed up and jumbled and like almost like intussusception. Like it was just a mess.
Okay.
And so then we took a picture of his chest because he was there, and he's a Bernese Mountain Dog.
Yeah.
We did find a mass in his chest. And then the conclusion was that his gut was most likely slowing down. Like it just wasn't working the way it should have because he obviously had cancer somewhere that had metastasized to the chest. So I think that's what Duckwell was just like, yeah, everything's just kind of stopping. It's slowing down. That's why he's not able to eat super well, whatever. So we talked to my in-laws. We said it was most likely hemangiosarcoma. No. Yes. Is that the one that burners get? That's not, no. What is it called? Histiocytic sarcoma. That's what it is. Hemangiosarcoma is on the spleen. So we told them it was most likely histiocytic sarcoma because that's just a big common one in Bernese Mountain Dogs. And so they chose to not do like any kind of further treatment or anything like that. I think we gave him maybe Cerenia and some fluids just to help, but they wanted to just keep him comfortable. And so they brought him home Friday. I went over to my in-laws' house, kind of more explained in layman's terms what was going on. And then that Saturday, he just looked horrible. Like he just wasn't himself. So we spent the whole day with him outside. We took Miles over there. They were best friends, my dog. And then Sunday, we chose to have Lap of Love come to the house, and we euthanized him because, I mean, he wasn't going to get better. It's just, you don't want to watch a dog go downhill.
Absolutely.
But it was hard. I knew I loved the dog. Like he's like my family dog, obviously, but I didn't realize how attached I was to him until I was sitting in the grass with him.
Yeah.
So, because I grew up with him. I grew up with him for 9 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, I knew him his whole life. I met him the day they brought him home.
Oh.
So, it was really, really rough. That was a hard one.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Just sucks because he was only 8.
Yeah, young.
But it's the big breeds, man.
Those big breeds, they'll get you every time.
But yeah, I think I said they got a new one. So hopefully he lives a little bit longer.
I can't wait to meet the younger one.
He's at the clinic all the time.
I'm going to be there on Monday.
Oh, my father-in-law is dying because I'm off this whole week. And so he's having to bring Enzo to his shop. He's a mechanic. And he's like, I can't work. He doesn't let me do anything. He's just running around the shop getting into everything. So James is like, I'm ready for you to go back to work.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he'll be there Monday.
Oh, that's
He's big.
too funny.
He's a big dude.
Gosh. All right, Allie, what about you? You got one?
Oh, goodness. Yes. Okay, so this was probably a couple weeks ago, charcoal lab, about 2 years old. She came to us for like a second opinion type thing. So she had fractured her lower canine, and so she had it extracted elsewhere. Well, she came back to us because it was open. It had dehisced. It was really nasty.
So the surgical site where they removed the canine had dehisced and opened.
Yeah, and opened. It was
wow,
really
you never
gnarly.
see that very often.
I know, very young dog. I mean, it was very odd.
Yeah.
So we ended up anesthetizing her. They did get a culture. She cleaned it up, Cloud cleaned it up and everything, but it was so bad. Like afterwards, the whole incisor next to it, like the 303 or something, was totally exposed. Like there was that much bone loss and infection.
So she took that tooth?
Oh yeah, she took 3 additional teeth. She took 2 incisors and a premolar to get it closed after it was all cleaned up. It was really, really gnarly.
Just like the whole corner of her mouth was just
just open. Yes, it was wild. The culture came back with MRSA and Pseudomonas. So she was on antibiotics before, but we kind of switched it up after we got that culture result. It did come open again after we did the repair, but not as bad. And so the owners have been wonderful and have been rinsing and really keeping a close eye, but it did come open again. But as far as I know, she is doing really well, but it was just super wild to see, definitely being a lower canine and how big that pocket was. But she is doing well, and I'm thinking that she's going to make a full recovery. Yeah.
I wonder, was she just being too aggressive with chewing or something afterwards? Or I wonder how she opened it.
I will say the owner called the
could've...
emergency line because I took the phone call and I scheduled her as a new client. And she was a wreck. Like she thought her dog was dying, which I mean, her mouth did look really bad.
I mean, if I was not in that bed and I saw that, I'd been like...
Her mouth did look really disgusting. Yeah. And so from the vibe I got from the owner, it sounds like she was pretty compliant and like seemed like she was a good owner who probably wouldn't let her do that. But I also don't know.
So the infection maybe caused it to open.
I just don't know if it was like that specific dog, like she just had that bacteria. I don't know, but the client has been wonderful. She's brought her in probably every few days
for Cloud to recheck it and everything.
Yes, to keep an eye on it because it did come open again, but it's doing well. But she's been on top of it. So.
Wow, jeez.
But it was wild to see the incisor fully exposed. You could wiggle it and you could see it just moving. I was like,
can you imagine how uncomfortable that would be?
No.
And this dog was so good.
It's a silver lab. They don't have pain, I don't think.
Well, she was charcoal, but
okay.
But she was very patient, and I'm surprised.
She's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my god, she's. Cute. I know charcoal labs there's mixed opinions on them, but man, they're cute dogs.
So she had it fractured in half, and that's why she had to get it taken out.
I don't know if it was in half, but she did.
The pulp cavity was exposed, basically.
So she had to have it extracted, and then that happened. But
wow,
it was wild.
How did they hear about us? Did they just?
I'm actually not.
Friend or something?
I think Mom looked up ER clinics and All Star comes up because of the Google algorithm hates us.
Oh my gosh! What?
Maybe her clinic. I don't know. I was gonna
Could
say maybe her clinic told us
clinic?
about us.
Maybe,
she didn't want to go back there because of the situation.
Okay, got it.
I don't remember.
That's really unfortunate because I think that there are. Anytime you do surgery, there's an opportunity for complications. So you have to be willing to handle the complications, right? And handle them in such a way that you resolve the problem so that you fix the problem for the owner. Like, I don't think it's realistic to expect that you'll never see those things happen.
No,
it's what happens. It's how you address them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that keeps the clients coming back to you from the standpoint of giving you the grace to fix the problem, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so like I get it why somebody goes someplace else, but at the same time, I'm always like, oh, that's so unfortunate because I wish they could have figured out how to communicate in such a way that owner felt supported and then fix the problem for them.
I will say that is one of my biggest pet peeves is when owners call us because their dog had a spay. Like I feel like that's a big complication we see is spay incisions or whatever. And their clinic, they got it done. I was like, yeah, they couldn't see us today. I'm like, come on, this is your patient. Like, care enough to see your patient.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I know, like you said, a lot of people probably don't want to go back because they think something bad's going to happen again. But then it's the clinics who truly just say no.
No, that's always another frustrating point. Absolutely.
This is your mess, quote unquote, mess to clean up, and you're not.
Right.
But
yeah, that's hard. Absolutely. All right, on to listener inquiries.
Yes. You can send us listener inquiries through our text message feature for our podcast. So you'll tap on the episode in your podcast provider. You look at the top, it'll say send us an inquiry through a text message here. You click on that. You can text us comments, questions, concerns. If you do want to shout out on the podcast, you have to leave your name. Otherwise, it comes through as anonymous. And we are also now taking voice message inquiries. So send those voice memos to the veterinaryroundtable@gmail.com and we'll play them during the episode. And it's really cool. So
Yeah,
I encourage you to send those in.
Yes. So we love getting the voice ones.
Yes.
It's so fun
Yeah, it is really fun.
to hear people's
I
voices.
was going to say, have you gotten some yet?
Yeah. We actually got one from Karin.
Ingram.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
She sent one in. It was great. I can't remember what her question was, but it was a good question.
It was a really good
Oh,
question.
it was about cancer screening.
Yes.
And I got actually a DM from someone about somebody that we need to have on about cancer screening.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I need to forward that to
Circle
Harrison.
back to that.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So people will voice text or
Nice.
whatever, and it's really
Yeah,
cool.
we were talking about maybe having her on the podcast.
Yeah.
She works at Veg.
while Duckwall's on maternity leave.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got some questions
Yeah, it's
here
a little different today.
that we're going to kind of go through
Mm-hmm.
and see what you guys have to say.
Hot topic.
Hot topics.
I feel like this is always a hot topic.
I don't know why, but I feel like maybe it's because that's the algorithm. That's all you're seeing when you scroll on social media. But first one, why do so many pet owners perceive veterinary care as expensive? And what do you think contributes most to that misconception? Well, I don't think it's a misconception. I think it is expensive.
I
Yeah.
agree.
As is everything else, too. Like, if you think about it, like, everything's going up in price, but
Freaking eggs are like $8 a carton.
Yeah,
but
it
yeah,
is. I mean, everything's just ridiculous.
It is.
Why is gas $4 a gallon?
I
I also think in human medicine, it's the insurance companies
Yeah, I was
that
gonna
you
say
don't
that, too.
see the full bill most of the time, or
That
you
is
might see it. But like your doctor, when you're like, say when I go to my OB once a year, they don't give me a line by line invoice item printed out when I walk out the door. They just say, "Have a good day," and then you get your bill a few weeks later, and it's your deductible or whatever insurance doesn't cover.
right.
So you don't see like the printed out exactly everything they did, whatever.
So they're supported by subsidies and insurance
Yes.
companies, right? And
Yeah.
like I did that one post where I was like, if you had a knee surgery, like the common cruciate knee surgery, like we do in animals and then in people, it's like $30,000 in people, and you see whatever your whatever
Yeah.
that is. Whereas in a dog, it's $6,000, whatever it is, four
Right.
to $6,000. You see every single penny of it.
Yep.
Like that, you're seeing every single penny, and so
Yeah.
no wonder it feels like it's horribly expensive.
Yeah.
But I think that people think that pricing should go up as the CPI, as the consumer price index goes up. Like it should be equivalent. And medicine just doesn't work that way. It has its own, I think it's like 7 to 9% or something is the CPI for medicine or the industry of medicine, which is what it's doing. So I don't think that it's like veterinarians are cash grabbing. I don't think that's
Well,
what's
no.
happening. I think that their price, like what they're being charged for equipment, for
Mhm.
medicine, for whatever is going up. They have to maintain particular margins in
Well,
order
yeah.
to be able to pay people, put money back into their businesses. And so then it goes to the consumer. There's no other
it is a business.
there is no other way to do it.
Yeah. Like you have to keep the lights and the doors open somehow, and you have
Yeah.
to keep your staff paid, and you have to upgrade equipment as needed, and you have to buy supplies as needed.
Yeah.
I don't understand what people want it like.
Well, it's interesting
kinda
because
stuck
Dr.
between them.
Molly, and I brought this up the other day when I was doing the same kind of information posts, and she had said, people for so long were clamoring for human grade medicine and veterinary medicine. Like, we want to be able to do this for our pets. And it's like,
Right.
that comes with a cost. Like these machines, these, therapies, they're so expensive.
Yeah.
Monoclonal antibodies are so expensive to
Mhm.
make and produce and research. And so it's like, they're fantastic. We want you to have them.
Yeah.
We want you to have them available if it's something that you want to pursue. Doesn't mean you have to.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you have to do x-rays on your dog. Doesn't mean you have to do an ultrasound on your dog or do
Right.
this surgery or do that. But I also don't think that it's appropriate to say, you as the veterinarian or the business owner, you pay for me to be able to do that.
Right.
I mean, like, right? You don't say that to your dentist when you go in your dentist. You don't say that to you don't say that to anybody when you go in and be like, I want this Porsche. So, and I think I should be able to have this Porsche. The Porsche makes me feel really good about myself, and
Give it to me.
I feel connected, and I have an inner peace when I'm inside this Porsche. So I should have it. You should give it to me, or at least give it to me for a much reduced price.
I'll give you $5.
Like, I deserve to have it. It's like, no, that just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think there's this, and that's why I did that one post about, like, let's stop comparing human medicine to veterinary medicine. It's not the same thing at all.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway.
I think it would be helpful if more people were willing to do insurance on their pets.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, like, I have, like, my chemo patient right now, he has insurance, and I mean, we do anything and everything for that dog because he's like, I have insurance. It's like, his insurance is now, it's awesome to have because of this problem.
Right.
And yeah, you can have a healthy dog all their lives, but it's better to have it than to not have it.
Well,
when you do get into those situations.
3%, I think the research shows 3% of the pets have it. It's
That's
really
crazy.
low number.
Yeah.
It's a really, really low number.
Yeah. So, like, I know, yeah, it's another cost, but
yeah.
I think people would be more willing to do things if they had the insurance.
Oh, absolutely. It takes the decision. I mean, you don't have to worry about
to
it.
do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, if we peel back the curtain, what does it actually cost to run a veterinary clinic day to day? Take it away, Kate.
Yeah, I was about to say, when I was reading this, I was like, that's a keen question. I've never ran a business. I don't.
Oh my gosh. Go see the whiteboard video that I did.
Okay, reference Dr. King.
Let's see. So the largest cost to a veterinary clinic, I would say a lot of service-based industries, is labor. So labor accounts for about 45% of your cost.
Wow.
So if we take, I think in the example I used, say you have a 2-doctor practice, 2-doctor to 2.5-doctor practice that generates $1 million in revenue. 45% of that goes to labor.
That's your staff.
That's your staff. So that's your hourly staff and your veterinarians. Okay. Then you have 20% of that goes to COGS, cost of goods sold. So anything that you are selling or gets billed into what you are selling. So that gets you to about 65% is out the door in terms of expense.
That's crazy.
Right. Then you have on top of that, the expenses that include things like your lease, so your rent, your mortgage payment if you bought land or had a building that you're paying on, your equipment leases, so like how much you pay monthly to have these certain kinds of equipment, all of that gets factored in there. Okay.
That's crazy.
Then you're left with about
no money.
Right? It feels like no money. I think it's like 10 if you're really not running your practice very well. 20% if you're running your practice really efficiently and you're doing a good job of monitoring your numbers and making sure that you're streamlining your inventory and like you're doing things to make yourself profitable. 20%. So 20 cents for every dollar. So on that million, 200,000. Then you pay taxes on the 200,000. So depending on where you live, say California, you might pay half of that to the government. Don't live in California. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Or it's like 30%, or so. So then you take that out of that 200. So you're left with 140 or whatever it might be. The low end, if you only did 10%, that's not very much.
Yeah.
And then that's the money that you're reinvesting back into the practice.
So how do you even own a clinic and then have a life?
So
what I'm hearing is.
So the point is that's why people harp on the percentages. That's why Richie was always in my ear about like, it has to come in. These numbers have to come in because in order to reinvest into the practice, or maybe you want to pay people better, or maybe you want to
buy something fun,
do bonuses. Maybe you want to, I don't know, whatever. You need to have money left over to reinvest. And then as a business owner, you are the one who takes the entire risk. You're risking bankruptcy. You're risking, all the decision making, all the nights you stay up worried about it. Like you have to be compensated for that in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
And so that's where all the money goes. That's it.
I'm
That's
good.
all.
I'm good working at a clinic. I don't need to own a clinic.
So no, it's fun to own a clinic. It's
No,
a
I
challenge and it's exciting and,
just make sure you have your ducks in a row and have it figured out. Don't go into a blind.
Don't go into a blind.
Have
Amen,
a financial
sister.
advisor.
Okay. Have corporate buyouts and consolidations changed the financial landscape of veterinary medicine for both clinics and clients?
Those are some big words. I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff.
I know. I was like,
That's a Richie question.
Call him.
I mean, it has changed things. I think that I'm not a corporate hater. I think they do a lot of things for practices that are struggling from the standpoint of improving workflow and efficiencies for struggling practices. I think they pay people pretty well. So I think there's like things like that they've done to improve. They offer 401ks, they offer health insurance. Like there's a lot of things like that mom and pops can't do in order to be able to keep their percentages in line.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think that they're good for a lot of practices. Do they affect the financial landscape? They have percentages they have to keep in line.
Yeah.
So of course, but I don't think that they're not in it to make people go bankrupt, because it doesn't make sense as a business model. They're there to continue to grow those practices and then sell them. And so, whether it be to go public or consolidate with another group or buy another group or whatever it is, like they want them to do well.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't help them if they run practices into the ground. It just doesn't serve any purpose for them.
Right.
It just hurts them.
Yeah.
If they don't now have a clinic now that's going bankrupt, like it doesn't make any sense for them. Do they raise prices too fast? Yeah, I think a lot of times in an effort to try and get things in line.
Mm-hmm.
We've experienced that, where we're like, ooh, we don't like that. Now for us, at least they'll listen to us some of the time.
Yeah.
But I also think they have a lot of data, way more data than we have. And so I have a tendency to be like, you guys are the data guys.
You know what you're doing.
Right.
You're not going to let us go bankrupt. That, again, doesn't behoove you to have that happen.
Well, no.
So there must be some logic behind what they're doing. And they want to reinvest in clinics.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when we moved to SVP, they did stuff that Richie would never have done. They built that whole dental area. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it would have taken us forever to convince Richie to do that. So, like, there's things that they do that they'll renovate buildings for people, and so it does depend on the corporate group, I guess.
Yeah.
Too, as well. So.
Okay.
I think if clinics are run well, you have no idea whether or not they're owned by a corporation.
Agreed.
I would agree. Yeah.
I don't feel like maybe some clients still think that she owns it.
Yeah.
I don't like, not really anybody said anything. The only time they say stuff is like, well, does Dr. King work anymore? No, she's a relief vet.
She's a relief vet. That's exactly right.
But other than that, I don't think our clients noticed. I think it was a pretty smooth transition for the most part.
Well, the thing is transparency.
Yeah, for sure.
People have to know. It can't be a surprise.
No.
That's the worst way to do it.
Yeah, like when you did it, you got us all together and you said, hey, this is the headspace we're in. We're thinking about selling the clinic. I just want to let you know we're putting feelers out there. And you sat us down again when you found someone to buy, and you didn't take it lightly, and it was a really big decision. So I think it was very helpful to all of us, rather than one day you being like, peace out, I sold the business, good luck. Which that probably happens.
Oh, that happens all the time, because that's
really
how the corporations tell you to do it.
That's horrible.
They don't want anyone to know because they're so worried about people leaving.
Oh, because everybody, I don't want to work for corporate.
Right. And I'm like, oh, that's so wrong. It's so wrong to do it that way. They have to be involved in the decision making.
That's true.
Like, ultimately, it falls in your lap. Like, you're the one who says yes or no, right, as the owner. But you're only going to make the best decision possible if you're hearing things.
Yeah, but you also made it feel like you didn't just like rip it out from under us and leave us out of nowhere. You were like, you included us all in it,
right,
which was nice.
Yeah.
It also shows a level of respect, too, for your staff, I think.
Yeah.
That
so
you care about
if you're
them.
in that position, you should definitely take that road. Don't listen to what they're telling you. They're not going to care in the end. All they want to know is that it's they want it to be smooth and happy. And for whatever reason, they think that's the way to do it. I just completely disagree.
That's wild to me. I felt like everything was so smooth.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
I
was sad, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, tell me
that's the
about
only
it.
really feeling I felt.
That's the only feeling I had.
Yeah.
Because you're handing over something
that you literally grew from the ground up. It's your baby.
Yeah.
And you just gave it to somebody else.
Yeah.
It's like sending your kid off to college.
It is.
Across the world.
The world. Exactly. It's all good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How about we do one more?
I think number 4 is pretty good. Because I feel like we do a pretty good job of it.
Okay, tell us. Okay, read the question. Then let's see how you guys
number 4.
answer
When
it.
clients question the price of services, how can veterinarians better communicate the why behind their fees?
Okay.
You want to talk about it?
Sure. I think the why
You
is...
probably talk about it quite a bit with estimates in surgery.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a big one.
But I still have like... your protocols and like your thinking ingrained in me, like from the beginning.
Well, yeah.
And I think is kind of lost a little bit. I feel like it probably everywhere is because you're just so busy all the time and you don't think about it. But I think like really breaking down things, like I think a lot of times everyone gets so busy. They're just like, okay, the total's $3,000. But I think like really, like it sounds so tedious and so silly, but like, okay, we placed an IV catheter in Fluffy today. We gave him fluids, which helped with this. We did this, ABC.
Absolutely.
Like just going through everything. Like it may seem like it takes forever and sometimes it does. And some people may not care, but you know, at the end of the day that you educated that client to the best of your ability. And I think that just really adds value and what sets you apart really. Definitely, like when people call us, like I think that's one of the compliments we get is like, oh, wow, you really went over everything with me instead of just being like, it's a range from this to this.
Yeah.
But you don't give them any context of why it could be lower, why it could be higher. And so I think explaining is huge.
Yeah, you said the magic
agree.
word, which is value. I think by taking the time to tell them what's happening and you know, what is going to occur when their pet is here and this is why it costs so much establishes value. You know, and that's huge.
I would agree.
And that's what I would want. Like when you go get your car fixed, like you want to know what's broken or like what's happening.
Yeah.
You don't want them to be like, well, it's going to cost $3,000 today.
Like for what?
Yeah.
I know, right?
That's going to be my first thing. Like for what? What am I paying $3,000 for? So,
exactly.
I don't think veterinary medicine is different in that way. Like we should be explaining.
We're still giving a service.
Yeah.
What do you do in an exam room when you have to go in and talk to somebody about a, I don't know, duck wall comes out and is like, hey, we're going to do this, blah, 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 blah. Can you go get approval from the owner? How do you handle it?
The big ones, like the hospitalization ones, I always give the client a decent range just so I can say, hey, worst case scenario, best case scenario, they go home in a day. I always explain each medications like Unisend, Cerenia, buprenorphine. I go through all the whys of those and what they do. And I explain the fluids and everything like that. And just like the reason we charge that daily exam is because the doctor physically looks at your pet nose to tail all over again to make sure nothing's changed. Like, I mean, the big one is fluid overload. We want to make sure that's not happening. We want to make sure they are hydrated, blah, blah, blah. So I go into detail about everything. And then like sedation stuff, I explain why we like to sedate for like hind limb or rear or hind limb or forelimb x-rays because the pet needs to stay completely still. The reason we don't do them awake, because if we want to get really good images to be able to make a good diagnosis and the proper diagnosis, if your pet's moving around, it's almost a waste of your money and your pet's time. Like it's a waste of everybody's time.
Yes.
If I'm having to hold down your dog and you don't want me to hold down your dog, that's mean.
Yes.
And so that's how I explain sedation for x-rays, because a lot of people are like, just take the picture. It's just a leg. And I'm like, no, like, and if the pet's painful, I also say the sedation will help. And I mean, I have to crank on their leg a little bit. And when they're awake, they're going to be very resistant to me doing that. And it's going to cause them more pain in the end, and it's just not nice to do.
Yeah.
And so that's how I go over that kind of stuff.
I think that's fantastic. I think a great mindset is like why, explaining like in your head, thinking why is it good for your pet to have it done this way?
Yes, I think if you benefit the pet.
Yes, if you can explain
helpful.
why it's of value for the pet to occur in this way, you know, then I think it's easy for owners to understand and then get behind.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you care about my animal. It's not about you.
Yes.
You're looking out for the best interest of my pet.
You know, which it is because, right, you're wanting to provide the best quality care so that you can have the best possible outcome.
Yep.
At the end of the day, that's all we're chasing, right, is a positive outcome. And so by doing things a particular way, that's it doesn't ensure 100%, but we get as close to ensuring that we can have that positive outcome. And so I think that, you know, if we can base that information when we're going over pricing around like, this is why it's of value to your pet to have it done this way. And I think that it's okay. There's going to be situations where owners are going to be like, I just can't do that. Yeah. That's okay to meet them where they're at. I think that's where your guys' expertise and the veterinarian's expertise comes in and like, you know what? We did a wellness profile 8 months ago. We have a CBC. Let's ditch the CBC.
Yep.
It's a 3-year-old dog. I don't anticipate there are any problems. And so then you can help them allocate their funds, you know? And I think a lot of respect is garnished when we're in those situations with owners.
Because it's also accommodating at that.
Yep.
Like,
which is one of our core values.
Yeah. You present them with the gold standard and you say, okay, let's work to what you can do. That's like you said, like an annual exam. We'll give them the whole spiel. So like an exam, you put wellness blood work on there, you put a heartworm and tick exposure screening on there, you put a fecal test on there, you put say it's all the vaccines, distemper, lepto, rabies, bordetella. You put the prevention on there, and then you show the owner. We always do itemized lists a lot for a lot of annuals because it's a lot of, it adds up very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And so we run through it. And if the client's like, you know what, my dog is like, we're really good about heartworm prevention. Maybe that's something we drop. Or like you said, if it's a younger dog, we just did wellness blood work. Let's do it every other year.
Right.
Because wellness blood work is very expensive.
Right.
So as long as you don't have any concerns and we don't have any inclinations to want to run blood work, let's do it next year. Or let's split things up.
Exactly.
Let's do vaccines today because vaccines are very important for them to be up to date, especially rabies. Let's get your vaccines done today. Come back in 3 months. Let's do all the blood work.
Right. I think
splitting stuff up is really helpful.
Doing it as a tech appointment later.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for another exam unless your pet's unwell. But...
Right. And so I think that builds a lot of trust when you're in it to win it with them.
Well, because you seem like you care.
Yeah.
You want the best interest for the pet, but also the person. You don't want them to put themselves in a hole.
Well, I think it becomes, right. And I think it becomes very obvious that the objective is the well-being of the pet, right? To keep the pet with the owner as comfortable as possible for as long as possible. That's the entire thing. That's what you're working for when you're working with a pet year after year after year, is to keep them with the family for as long as possible so they can experience the human-animal bond for as long as possible. And so I think those things that you guys do on a regular basis like that, spending that time with them, like when you were like, it takes time. And sometimes it's really, you're like, oh my God, I got 3 more of these I have to do. I have to go.
Yeah.
But just stay in the moment.
Taking that extra 5 minutes, just do it.
It makes all the difference in the world. Cool. You guys are amazing.
We were raised really well.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. I hope that helps answer some questions. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Veterinary Roundtable. Remember, send in those questions and leave us a review if you enjoyed this episode or a previous one. We'll see you next week for another episode of the Veterinary Roundtable.
All right, bye-bye.